The California Republican Party saw a change in leadership this year. Corinne Rankin took over as party chairwoman. She joins us now, and we are so grateful for your time.
Thank you so much for having me.
So most Californians this week got their ballots for Proposition 50, the redistricting measure that California voters are being asked this year. Well, the Republican Party is against it. I mean,
Yes.
how well do you think the party is doing in getting that message out?
I think we've done a really good job so far letting voters know the reasons why to vote no on Prop 50. I know that we're going to have a huge October blitz where we're going to make sure that we're reaching every single Republican, albeit digitally, phones, text messages, and of course in their mailbox to make sure they're voting no and they're turning their ballots in.
Yeah, I mean, is it not confusing though for some Republican voters or people who are just trying to decide what to do with Prop 50, given that President Donald Trump, at the very least, influenced Texas and some Republican states to also gerrymander, but yet his own party is fighting it here?
So you can't fix California. You know, many people in California think California is going in the wrong direction, and you're not going to be able to fix California by gerrymandering it. In fact, this will be the third time that the Independent Redistricting Commission is on the ballot for Californians. It was on the ballot in 2008 when voters created it. It was on the ballot in 2010 when voters decided to keep it and to expand it, and it's on the ballot yet again in California. So this is not the first time Californians have doubled down on the fact that we want an independent redistricting commission, and it's my goal is to make sure that voters triple down this time, send a strong message to Sacramento and tell them no, 3 strikes, you're out, and we're keeping our independence.
But does the president make that goal harder, is my question.
I don't know if he makes the goal harder. I think different rules for different states. So in Texas, they let their legislators draw their maps. In Californians, we decided in 2008 that we do not want our legislators drawing our maps. So I think it's sort of apples and oranges. I think that as Californians, it's important that we keep our constitutional right to an independent redistricting commission and not worry about what other states are doing.
Shifting gears, I want to ask you about the news of the week. Katie Porter, Democratic candidate for California governor, went viral after threatening to end a CBS interview, and a clip was leaked of her berating her staff from 2021. Do you see any of this helping the Republican candidates who are already in the race at this point?
I do. I think it gives, it'll certainly make people take a second look at what the Republican Party has to offer. And, you know, definitely I think it kind of cancels her out. You know, there's an old adage, if you want to know a person's character, give them power. And if that's the way she's behaving in interviews, I would hate to see how she acts as governor.
Madam Chairwoman, we really appreciate your time. Thank you for stopping by.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.